All right, so lesson 1 is about the atomic model. This is section 1.1. Now, we began our lesson with discussing what's the difference between the Bohr model and the quantum mechanical model. Now, the Bohr model started off by saying that in an atom you have a nucleus, and around the atom you have something called an orbit. This is where the electrons travel. So if you see here, you can see the red dot is the nucleus, and the electrons will travel around the nucleus in something called an orbit. This is the Bohr model. Bohr said that these electrons travel in fixed paths called orbits, and electrons have certain energies. This model has been cancelled, and we are now studying something called the quantum mechanical model. Okay, this is called the quantum mechanical model. This model says that the electron is not going in a circle around the nucleus, but the electron is found inside some kind of cloud. You see this region here in the middle? This is like a cloud, and the electron is somewhere here. This cloud is also called an orbital. This is a region in space where you can find an electron. Now, in the Bohr model, the electrons are circling the nucleus in an orbit. We have here different orbits. You can see n equals 1, n equals 2, n equals 3, n equals 4, all the way to n equals 7. n equals 1 is very close to the nucleus. n equals 7 is very far from the nucleus. The energy level farthest from the nucleus has the most energy. So n equals 7 has the most energy. n equals 1 has little energy. Now, electrons are traveling in a fixed energy level. So if I have an electron in n equals 3, this electron is traveling around n equals 3. This electron can jump and go to n equals 4 if it becomes excited. Electrons can become excited and they can jump to a higher energy level. But then the electron will eventually fall back down to its original state. This is called the ground state. Now, in the quantum mechanical model, we have something called sublevels. These sublevels are an area within an energy level where the electrons are found. We have 4 different kinds of sublevels. They are S, P, D, and F. You can see here that the S sublevel is a circle, so the electron is somewhere inside this circle. The P sublevel looks like this. It's called a dumbbell. The electron is somewhere inside this circle. The D looks like this. The electron is somewhere here. And the F, the electron is somewhere inside this cloud. Okay? These are called electron clouds. They are given the name SPDF. SPDF. So if I say that we have an electron in the S sublevel, this means somewhere inside of a circle there's an electron. All right? If I have an electron that's in the P sublevel, then the electron is somewhere inside of this cloud. All right? If I say the electron is in the D sublevel, then the electron is somewhere inside of this cloud. So SPDF are giving the shapes of the different clouds. These are called sublevels. The S sublevel, the circle, has only one orientation in space, يعني one shape. This is the S sublevel. See this one? Okay, there's only one shape. We call this orbital. It's only one orbital, one region. This orbital can hold 2 electrons. The orbital can hold 2 electrons. Okay, now looking at the P. The P sublevel has 3 orbital. You can see this is P and this is P, and this is P. Okay, we have one P on the x-axis, one P on the y, and one P on the z. We call this Px, Py, Pz. So there's 3 different clouds. This P can hold 2 electrons, this one can hold 2 electrons, this one can hold 2 electrons, so the total number of electrons in the p orbital is 6. Next we have the d sublevel. The d sublevel has 5 orbitals. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This means I have 5 different clouds where the electrons can be found. Each one can hold 2. So this one can hold 2 electrons, 2 electrons, 2 electrons, 2 electrons. So the total that the d can hold is 10. And you can see finally we have the f sublevel. The f sublevel has 7 orbitals. You can see them here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Each one can hold 2 electrons, total 14. Here is a summary. Now, in the first energy level, you see here where it says energy level 1. Energy level 1 is here's the nucleus. Energy level 1 is the first area outside the nucleus. This area is very small, so it only has an S sublevel. Okay? Energy level 2 is the second area outside the nucleus. See this? Now it's more big, so it has S and P. Do you see that? The third energy level is the third space outside the nucleus. It has S and P and D. And the fourth energy level has S and P and D and F. Okay, so the bigger it gets, the more sublevels that it can hold. Now, let's look at the next column here. In the first energy level, we only have S. It's asking you here how many orbitals. S has only 1 orbital. Total possible number of electrons is 2. Total electrons in this energy level is 2. Second energy level. It's bigger. It has S and P. S has 1 orbital, P has 3. Go back to the slide. You see here, the S has 1 orbital, the P has 3. So, this means the S orbital can hold 2 electrons, and the P can hold 6. So total, 8. Are you following? Next one, the third energy level. It has S and P and D. The S has 1 orbital, the P has 3, the D has 5. Back here, you see here? The S it has 1, the P it has 3, the D it has 5. Now the S can hold 2 electrons, the P can hold 6, the D can hold 10. Total is 18 electrons.